Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We're going to be demolding that blank that we made yesterday. I can't wait to see how this thing turned out. I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed. This one's kind of important. But I think everything went pretty good. So I hope everybody's doing good today. Saturday, I'm just kind of plugging around in the shop. I feel kind of beat up today. For some reason, my knee feels like out of joint or something. It's doing some weird stuff. Got a crick in my neck, but we got a blank to demold, so it's a good day. So let's see who's here. We got a few people, a couple more joining in. We got Doug and Jen and Mark and Steve and Julie's here too. How's it going, guys? So we'll just kind of wait a little bit. I'm sure that we'll have a few more people file in. This is going to be just a really quick stream. Just kind of pull this thing out of the pressure pot, unscrew the mold, take it apart, and inspect the blank. Not much going on. So let's see, we got Phillips here. He's on time. Yeah, it's good. This is a good one to be on time for because it's going to be short. Sounds like you're every day. Yeah, I know. Who else? Mr. Dancy Pants. I like that. That's cool. And Dustin's here too. Let's see. Mark Stevens. I think, was that the same Mark? Wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, that was the Mark from before. Cool. Terry just showed up. How's it going? Yeah, anyone else you missed? All right, so let me switch camera views. We got about 20 people here. It'll take a little while to demold this. It's not going to be like 2 seconds, but this is not going to be like a full stream. It's just going to be pulling one blank out, looking at it, and then moving on kind of thing. So I'm just going to go with this view. I think this is probably the easiest. So we put it in this pot. I already cracked the pressure. That way I don't have to turn the mute on and sit there and wait. So let's take the lid off. I'm just going to put it behind the camera here. And let's pull this guy out. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to get this camera in the mix here. I can actually see what's going on this one. So let's get this view from above. Look at that. I don't see any problems. We had 0 moisture issues. There's nothing wrong with the X-wing. Had a couple, like the corners are a little bit funky. Like I said, I don't really care about that. If I wanted it a little bit better, I would have heated the mold up. Now, the only other thing that I was a little bit trying to stay away from was shininess. And I do see a little bit of shiny kind of down deep in the crevices. But not too bad. And like I said, I think really the game plan on the shiny spots, I really think that you're best off doing this all kind of right away. Paint the thing. But if you're going to be, putting resin layers on top with like color shift or something like that, I think that you're best off just, doing that and then casting your blank right away. I think that's probably the best way to get around it. So let's zoom back out here. Let's see. What do we got here? Is anybody? Dragon's Gem. Yeah, you caught me live. Nice. No, there's no warping. I wasn't really worried about any warping or anything like that. I think that other people who have had issues with warping on things are using like epoxies that tend to heat up really high, and or it's too much resin, or sometimes I've seen where the thing that they're casting might have air trapped inside of it. That can be another issue. I don't know. I don't exactly even know what the deal is with that. I think what's happening is if you pressurize it, then if there's like an air pocket or bubble inside of the actual thing, then it'll collapse when you pressurize it and then try and expand again. And I think that might cause cracking in blanks sometimes. So let's see. Do we need to take the whole thing apart? I don't know. This desk is not very solid, but yeah, I didn't think it was going to be too much of a pain to get out of there. There we go. We got it out. So the bottom piece is like a textured piece of HDPE, so we have kind of like the privacy glass on the bottom. It's all funky. But the rest of the sides are looking pretty slick. Very clear. Let's see, let me look in this thing again. Like, you can kind of see some shininess like in the distance on some of these, but then when I turn this, it's not shiny in those same spots. So I think the thing is, you can kind of see a couple areas where you know that there was kind of a clear something, but it's not like super terrible. Now there's a couple in the deep parts, but what I will say is I do think that me, taking and scuffing like I did when we cast this, I actually think that helped a lot. I think the problematic areas are kind of deep down. Let's see if I can get a shot for you guys. Let me get a light behind this other camera. Where's my light? Let me get a light and try and kind of get a shot in here for you guys to pick up. There are a couple not problems, but a couple of little like shiny spots in like the deeper recesses. But like I said, I don't really think it's not that big of a deal. It's not like a total deal breaker. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see where did I see them? See, that's the thing, is the more I turn this, the less I see them. There's a couple spots down underneath the X-Wing, or I guess on top of it in a sense. Not really so many on the bottom part, where it didn't have the deep crevices. A couple little shiny spots, but nothing too ridiculous. I don't think it's going to be problematic. But man, that thing's looking pretty wicked, I think. Oh, I wasn't even on the right camera. Here we go. Now maybe you guys can see what I was showing you. I don't know. See, there's just a couple of shiny things, like above on this side. But not that bad. You move it and it's not like it's glaring, I don't think they're going to stand out. I'm just like hunting for these things myself. But it's pretty cool looking. I like the way this thing looks, that's for sure. Let me kind of zoom this up a little bit. Kind of hold it. Oh, what the heck is going on here? Where's the camera? Having trouble with my cameras today, guys. Sorry. This thing's upside down. That's the problem. So it's looking pretty good. We got there might have got a little bit of moisture on the outsides of this. I didn't seal it or anything like that. I think it might just be, I don't know. No, not really. I think everything was all right. I think I dried it out enough. But I am super excited. That thing's looking good so far. So that was it. It's kind of a simple one today. But this thing's looking good so far. So what I have planned is either a sphere or, where did I put that thing? Most of you guys probably saw yesterday. Either a sphere, or I might decide to do something like this sort of shape, little bumps and all that kind of stuff, and it just be kind of a desk topper thing. Actually, one thing that I was like looking at this, just doing a full cube actually might be kind of fun too. But I think we'll turn it up. I don't know. I've never done like just a full cube of something before. So I think I'll just stick with what I kind of know, and that's turning blanks. So it should be pretty fun though. So this was a 5x5 cube. It's gonna be under that just slightly. I don't know if you can see the side right here. There's kind of just a bunch of resin on the side. These things weren't cut exactly to 5 inches. So I'm gonna probably turn it down just a little bit just to make sure that it's, we get rid of any kind of gaps or anything like that. But it should be pretty fun. So if we do a sphere, it'll be just slightly under 4 inches, slightly under 5 inches, like 4 and, I don't know, by the time you get it, trued up and all that stuff, maybe like 4 7/8 or something like that, 4 3/4 at the least. And if I go for something like this, still, you know, pretty much still the same diameter at the top and bottom. So pretty neat looking. I like the color shift. When you move this, you either see blue or purple, so that kind of popped out a little bit. The other thing I guess that I could mention about this, let me switch back to that other camera view and kind of drop it down just a little bit. You can't, you know, that little post, I mean, it's not like super visible, you know. That's what I was trying to say. Like, I know Scott, you know, when he makes his, he gets pretty nuts with how small, you know, the little filament thing is. It's hard to get I got lights and things. Let me turn that a little bit. Maybe that'll help. You know, he does a really good job of trying to hide the filament, any mounting that he, which way? This way. Can't see on this side. But, you know, I don't really think that it matters all that much. I mean, it's not like it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, I don't think, at all in this case. So I'm pretty happy with it. Mission accomplished, I would say. I wasn't really, there's nothing really about this that's disappointing. At this point, we're ready to just chuck it up and turn it up, you know. So let's see here. Let me see what you guys have to say about it. 50,000. Did I hit 50,000 already? Seriously? Is that an early? 49.9. Nice. Yeah, so I guess I could mention that a little bit. So what I have planned, I have a project video that I kind of have planned for 50,000 to kind of celebrate. It's just going to be a cool project that I've been wanting to do for a while. And then the other thing that I'm going to do with it is we're going to have some giveaways. So what I've decided is that pedestal bowl that I made using the blank, the box elder burl that Doug sent, I'm going to give that piece away. And then because I know that some people aren't really, they don't necessarily turn, or they're not necessarily into, you know, turning blanks. So I thought I'd give a project away for people that, you know, I mean, anybody can probably sign up for that thing, but I thought that would be kind of good for people that aren't turners. They could win a project piece. And then I'm also going to have, there's going to be two giveaways going with that. And then I'm just going to put a ton of blanks together. So it's going to be a big blank package, and then the pedestal bowl. So it should be pretty fun. I can't believe 50,000 is like, I guess, let me put this into perspective for you guys, in the way that I think about this. I live in a town, I don't know exactly what the exact population is, because like the actual town that we live in is actually really small, but I think even if you added kind of, there's like different towns, like cities or whatever, and they kind of usually bulk them all together. I want to say that the entire, like, there's like 3 cities or townships. I'm pretty sure that 50,000 is more people than live in my town, than the population of where I live. And it's very close to, so like I live in Gardnerville, and my shop is in Carson City. It's pretty much the same as the entire population of Carson City. I think it's pretty close. So that's like mind-boggling to me. It's nuts. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's a huge milestone. When I started YouTube, I didn't really think I was going to hit 50,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate you guys all subscribing and joining in on the fun. You know, like I started the channel to kind of share resin casting stuff. Well, originally I set up my channel when I was just doing woodworking, but it quickly morphed into resin casting. It was something I could share. And I'm very pleased at how far resin casting has come on YouTube. So I appreciate all you guys' support. Let's see here. Let me see if I'm missing any comments here. Yeah, I don't think that the little, I don't know. Like I said, the other thing that I was thinking about with those kind of shiny spots is if you glob a bunch of clear resin in a spot, and there's a bunch of like kind of deeper recesses, there's gonna be kind of a thick thing in there. So I don't know exactly. Like I said, I don't know what causes it. I think that your best bet to avoid anything like that is to, do your painting. If you want to paint the burl or the cap or whatever it is, paint that, let it sit, fully cure that paint. Then if you're going to do pouring resin on, let it, do that, let it set up. If you're doing a couple of different colors like that, or like, painting resin on. But I think you should cast it, do the full casting, like right away. Once that stuff has just set up to the point where it's not moving, then pour all the resin on. And I think that that's probably your best bet. I just didn't do that on this one. I wasn't ready to go for it. Let's polish it up. Yeah, I know. I know, it's actually kind of cool. I've never, I've seen people make just cubes or even like the faceted kind of jewel things. And that's something that I want to make too sometime. I don't think I want to do that with this one. So let's see here. Oh, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Let's see here. The watermelon pedestal bowl. Definitely. What was the first project? Yeah, so if you're asking about for the giveaway, it's going to be the pedestal, the watermelon, kind of the pink and green that I did not too long ago, is going to be the giveaway. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, 50. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, 50,000 is actually so. That might be 50,000 might be around the county that I'm in. Even I'm not even sure about that. It's not that big around here. Because I'm in Nevada, so the only cities in Nevada that are big are Las Vegas. That's 400 miles away down south, and that's probably somewhere around. I don't even know what the population is there. 500,000 or something. I'm not sure. And then there's Reno, which is like maybe 150 to 200,000. So like pretty much any city, town that you live in Nevada, 50,000 is going to be smoking it, basically, like blowing it out of the water. So it's pretty cool. It's very fun. All right, let's see. Are you going to have to push this? Oh yeah. I need a play button. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I guess at this point, I don't know. I'm not even going to think about all that stuff. The problem is, here's the problem that I have with YouTube and really worrying about numbers like that, like really setting goals and trying. Every time I try to do things like try to make a video that's going to be like really popular or whatever, it always blows up in my face, and like opposite things always happen on YouTube. So I find that I'm much better off for my mental health to just have fun with YouTube. Try to help people, share as much, information as I can, or my experience and whatever. But I always fall back on YouTube. Really needs to just be fun for the creator. Otherwise you get you get crazy. I do anyway. A ball with a flat bottom, like a big paperweight. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Ted, yeah, the X-Fighter, the X-Wing's looking pretty good. So there might be a couple people that just showed up. We'll switch back to this view real quick. So there it is. Is it upside down? I think I got it upside down. There's a good view of it. The shiniest spot is that, so this was the top that I poured when it was sitting in the mold like that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. See how that color shift powder is going? You see little purples and blues kind of depending on how you turn it. Pretty cool looking. I'm pretty happy with it. I can't complain one bit about that. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, I know. It's honestly, there's some videos like a lot of the quick tips videos that I've done, like the 2-minute ones, or they're not. I don't think I can do anything in 2 minutes, but like the really short ones where I've literally thought like, should I even post this? This is kind of ridiculous. And so I'll post that, and those things will get like 1 billion views, and people are like, oh my God, you changed my life with that stupid little tip, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And then there's videos that I'm like, oh, you pour your like heart and soul into the editing, and you're like, oh, this is the greatest video ever, and then you post it and you get like 5 views, and you're like, oh, oops. So I try not to worry about it. It just drives me crazy. Ted's supposed to be working. That's cool. I won't tell anyone. Let's see here. Yeah, I found the good side. Yeah, Ted, I don't know. I'm thinking about a sphere. I kind of came up with this. I was just playing around with sanding and testing something with this one. I kind of like that shape a little bit. It's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm still undecided. I'll figure it out pretty quick. I'm leaning towards a sphere though. That's kind of like part of the thing with this. Choosing to do the X-wing is kind of a little bit of a nod to Scott, because he's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, he's the master at these X-wing spheres. So I'm kind of like, I think I should just make a sphere out of it just to kind of keep with that tradition, but we'll have to see. I don't know. I got a few days while this thing cures up. But I'm going to be starting on this kind of soon, probably, like within like 5 days, like within a week or so. So I got to get this thing figured out, fairly quick. And then I'll get the video shot while I'm doing it. And then we'll get this thing up for auction. Because the reason I'm doing this, for anybody that didn't know, we're going to be, I cast the blank and I'm going to turn it, and whatever I make out of it, I'm going to auction on Instagram. And it's going to be, the proceeds are going to MS, Multiple Sclerosis. It's hard to say that word. MS is easier. So Scott is from Scott's Mini Woodshop. He's kind of like the master of these X-wing things, the spheres. He's doing a virtual bike-a-thon type thing, where he's going to be biking 100 kilometers, and he's raising money for MS for that. So that's kind of what's going on. I don't have the links. There might be links still. I think the links are down in the show notes of this. I have a link to his Instagram, and then also to his fundraising page if you want to just donate to the cause. He's raising money, and he asked if I wanted to help out, and I was like, yeah, sure. So making this, and then all the proceeds are going to his fundraiser, basically. We're going to just donate it all. So in a couple weeks, this will go up on my Instagram page, and then we'll do like an auction. It'll probably be for like a week or a couple days, or whatever. Have people bid on the project once it's finished, and then all of the money that we get from that is going to be going to Scott, to MS eventually. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's what we're doing. Yeah, YouTube can be really an emotional roller coaster. That's why, like I said, I found in the past that when I get all super, I'm gonna focus on this and that, I drive myself nuts, and it stresses me out. I get kind of mad if I don't get results that I want, and I've just found that much more fun just to hang out and enjoy the community and make something fun. Try and focus on that type of thing. Oh, there's Scott's Instagram. Yeah, and there's actually a link to the fundraiser in his profile on Instagram as well. So anyway, yeah, it's you kind of want to wait. To be honest, I could probably turn this right now, but you're better off waiting. Resins have a full cure period. So there's a demold time, which, for Alumilite Clear's slow set is like 2 to 4 hours. So that's what you got to leave it in the pressure pot for, but you really want to wait until the full cure so that when you're polishing it, it's as hard as it's going to get, and you're going to get a better polish on it. That's the most thing. Honestly, you could just slap this thing on the lathe. I don't think anything would happen to it if you turned it right now, but you couldn't finish it. And in fact, in some cases, you might actually do it like within a couple days. Do the turning, because it might actually turn. It may be a little bit softer for turning, which might be an advantage. I don't necessarily recommend that, but it could work. I actually use that to my advantage when I'm cutting pen blanks for the ones that I sell. A lot of times I'll cut them the next day, and it's actually a little easier on my saw blade. So you can kind of use that stuff. One thing about turning something like right away though, is Alumilite doesn't shrink much, but some resins will actually shrink more than others. And that's one thing that you would want to kind of watch out for, especially with pen blanks. Like if you were selling pen blanks and you're like, oh, it's a 3/4 pen blank. If you cut it like that, you pulled it out of the pressure pot the same day and then went over and cut it right away, it effectively could shrink to a little less than 3/4. So just kind of just a little warning. There's a little bit of shrinkage with all resins when they cure. But anyway, let's see here. You don't have the patience for waiting. I know. It is kind of tough sometimes, but to be honest, compared to, I used to do just like build furniture, and compared to that, I mean, you want to talk about waiting on stuff. You'd have to mill, like the way that I did it, I would go down to the lumber yard and get, like kind of rough lumber. So you got to mill all the lumber. First, you got to do all the planning, and a month later, you might be done with like a big project. Something like this, you wait a few days, slap it on the lathe, and it's going to be done pretty much right there. So not too bad, not too bad. Sometime in the next 24 hours. All right, well, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that 50,000. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get going. I got to get a couple other things done in the shop today and go find a knee brace because my knee just keeps, I don't know what the heck I did to it. I was like standing doing, actually I was cleaning off some burl and I just kind of tweaked it. I must have turned it weird and I almost fell over. So that's what I get for being old. So anyway, guys, I can't wait to see how this turns out. It's just going to be a regular video, so be looking for that kind of in about, like I said, about a week or two, something like that. I should get everything wrapped up on this, get the video up, and then get it auctioned. But I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. So I appreciate you guys joining the fun, seeing how this thing turned out. I hope you guys give this a shot. It's all, like I said, pretty simple. The biggest problem that you can have with something like this is moisture, I think. You could run into issues, depending on which resin you're using, with like melting the things or some cracking. But I think for the most part, these little X-wing things, if you're using a Lumilite Clear Slow Set, you shouldn't have any problems for most projects. So I hope you guys give this a shot too. Let's see. So next week, I'm going to be turning on Wednesday. The game plan is I want to turn one of these pens that we made with the crazy packing material stuff. So I want to turn a pen, and I'm going to get these things listed on my website and probably put them up that day as well. So be looking for those if you want to pick one of those pen blanks up, and I'll get the other two blanks. I might keep the round one, but I might put the other two, or the handle size one, up as well. So be looking for that. So Wednesday we'll do a little bit more turning, a little pen turning, and then Friday we'll do a little bit. Let's see, is Friday the 1st of the month again? I gotta look at this. I think it is. Let's see, today is the 29th. Wait, what the heck is going on here? Yeah, so next Friday is going to be the first Friday of the month for patrons. And I actually have something planned for that. So if you want to get access to those, I do a little bit of a demo, and then it's like a Q&A hangout type thing. And it's just for patrons only. So you can go check that out if you want to support the show over on Patreon at patreon.com/nvwoodworks. So we'll be doing that, but I always put the demo up. I kind of edit that out and share with everybody about a week or so later. So either way, you'll get to see the demo. I got something fun planned. Hopefully it'll be kind of cool. So anyway, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, and Sunday, don't forget the brass hammer video is coming up, and I want to get some feedback on that. I just did no music or anything, a little bit different than my normal format. So in the comments of that video, let me know what you thought about it. Either way, I'm just kind of curious. I thought I'd try something different. So anyway, I will see you guys in the comments on Sunday, and if not, I will see you guys all on Wednesday, and we'll do a little bit of pen turning. Have a great rest of the weekend.